Hey, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are on this blue dot around the Inti. As you could see, the Inti here in Montreal is still shining at 9:05. No, excuse me, it's already 8:05 p.m. It's pretty high still. It's the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. And today, you'll see, I'll put the link below. It was just after a week that we left and we separate ourselves from the present dimension and time. That was the full solar eclipse in Argentina and Chile. So the Inti was at its full black for a couple of minutes. So anyway, I'm doing this video that I'll put on my personal channel, Frédö Lounge, at fredolounge.com, to my class of 2019 of Inti, Raymi, Eden Incator of Peru, Bolivia, with the great professor Brian Foster, his beautiful and awesome wife Irene, the great Gustavo, as well as the sage medicine man Wilco, and the great professor Theo Paradas. That was an amazing journey. Last Thursday, the 26th, when we came back from Machu Picchu, I was sitting at a table in front of those four of those great guys that we had. I was not speechless, but I had a hard headache, really high in emotion after 16 days out of the country. And so I'd like to take the opportunity now. I said to a couple of you that I will write you an email, but who wants to read anymore, you know? So I said, like, why not doing a little vlog from my penthouse here in the La Salle borough of the Montreal big, nice city, to cheer you up, to express my gratitude and sense of fulfillment after that journey. Often we said in French, and I think in English as well, we say that the people make the trip, or the people make the travel and the journey. And truly in that case, we were about 30 people from a different background, but with one thing in common, the belief that there were some people, some civilization prior to our great Incas, prior to our great Mari that walked this earth. Some believe with the Wari that might be some great people from another planet, from another dimension. Who knows? Everything is open. I'm agnostic. What if it's true? What if it's false? But throughout our different background and different countries, we had this in common: the openness, the open mind of something greater than ourselves. And I find out that with the facilitation of Brian, Theo, and Wilco, as well as Gustavo and Irene, we had a tremendous journey together. And I'm really thankful to all of you, every one of each of you, even those who I spoke a little, because of course the dynamic is what it is, the vibration we had and between us is what it is, and that's okay. Because we have to stop telling ourselves some lies. We have to be authentic, and by being ourselves and authentic, so we click more with some people. It doesn't mean that the person is bad or good. The most important thing, as the Inca teach us at Ayutatambo, is the equilibrium. Now you will say, why did I title this vlog and this email, "When I Cry, It's More Close to the Truth"? That's because in my great path into this world, in my great awakening since 1991, I will have to say that every time I express or I feel something, I will cry, not necessarily of sadness or joy, but there's a high emotion, high vibration that need to come out. And some of you have seen me cry on the side of Ayutatambo because I felt something tremendously amazing and deep there, among any other site. And even after, when you went up to one, I don't remember exactly the name, so we'll have to look it up. You know, the place of the possible entity that feeds themselves with our energy. So that's a theme that I have since my childhood, back here in the Laurentian Wood of Val David, where I encounter three tall, light, bluish being that explain me a couple of things about my why and my what I'm doing here in this dimension. They talk about dimension more. And while you were up there, after Oyota Tambor, the Iglesia, that actually brand called another name, one Akpa. Sorry about that. I should have prepared it and write it down to make sure I remember the name. But you know what I'm talking about, like this little place by the river that you went up with Wilco and you did a ceremony. I decided to retrieve because I needed some kind of solitude, and I start meditating like in between the buses and you guys. And when I closed my eyes and I was in front of the mountain, the two spot, the one at 6 years old and the one I was right now at the end of this cliff, they merged together, and I saw about 1,000 of people running out of flames and despair, like if something, a cataclysm or something were burning them, and I felt it passing through me. And then I kind of reopened my eyes, and I was in Peru, but it was a mix of both sides, the one in the Laurentian field here in Quebec, and the one we were in Peru, and the Sacred Valley that merged together in that kind of daydream of my deep meditation, and saw those 1,000 of people running away from flame from what, I don't know. Was it the comet impact, the big forest fire? Was it like from maybe a nuclear bomb explosion? I don't know, but there was big flame running and chasing them, and I even saw some of them decompose with the flame. So that was of the experience. When Oyata Tambo, really what I received that made me cry was like if my DNA or something was shaking, and I was seeing something through of my, let's call it, for lack of a better word, ancient life. But again, I'm not convinced of this fact. Is it a fact? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think. I just felt. And I felt it and I cried. And for those of you who didn't know, this journey was in Peru, Bolivia, was an important one for me. Prior to anything happen in the space-time continuum, I had planned this to become my fifth sun. I call it the suns because I like to have a new sun and my reinvention of myself, both professionally and personally. So I needed to, this kind of 10 days, yes, in search of this great pre-cataclysmic civilization, megalithics, also the actual Inca culture, the actual Peruvian culture and everything. And meeting you guys was the cherry on top of the sundae, because you were amazingly, all of you, interesting person with great thing to share, great laugh and everything. And but life and the universe is chaotic. And what made me vibrate even more, and why I needed that trip even more, was June 13th for me was the eve of my departure for my weekend out in Lima, prior to start the tour with you. Is after 2 weeks of struggling at the hospital, my mom lost against colorectal cancer. And after what we call here in Quebec the intensive care for those who refuse continuous treatment, it took her 2 days. So with the medical doctors and so on, we took the decision on the morning of the 12th of June, and I made her my adios and my final goodbye on the 13th in late afternoon, after spending about 48 hours at her bed. And when I was preparing to go to my flight here in Montreal, I received a call at 11:55 p.m. that she finally gave her last breath. And 2 hours later, I was in line up for security check at the airport of Montreal Frédö, ready to fly to Miami and then So nothing happened for nothing. I had so much realization in this travel. You helped me, guys, without knowing it, to go through that physical vet kind of difficult time, and I'm really thankful and full of gratitude for that, especially for Irene and Brian, that I made them aware of this. I don't know why, it was just spontaneously that and even though with the way the doctor was speaking, I was maybe seeing my option of postponing this trip or so on, but finally no. Even my mom at some point, she says like, go, take that advantage to pass through your fifth son, your fifth reinvention, and bring me with you. And actually, that's the thing. She was with me in Lima. I bring her up to Cusco, and after the great Wilco ceremony, again, namaste in lak'ech and muchas gracias, Wilco. After that ceremony, I bought this little puma, because the puma I translated into jaguar in the Mayan cosmogony, and in the Mayan cosmogony, the jaguar, or the balam in Mayan, is the one who helped the ancestor going through the transformation. So back in my room, I did a kind of a meditation and an incantation to ask my mom to be free and to reach out the love and the light that she deserves after all those times. So voila, that was for me a very deep emotional trip. And I would like, and this is why I didn't know exactly how to spin it, if I was standing up in front of a guy in front of you. So maybe I'm a bit weak in that sense, but I didn't feel it that Thursday. But I would like to take this opportunity, this July 2nd, the day of the full solar eclipse in Chile, Argentina, to give you that message, that gratitude, that thank you, that authenticity, uncut, here from my balcony up to my great condo here in Montreal. And the journey continue. I will see you again, most of you, and can't wait to have another adventure where we don't know. So I love you in lak'ech. Namaste. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Dziękuję to our friend from Poland, and have all the best for the rest of your path journey, and see you soon for most of you. Ciao.